Teresa Giudice hits back at Dolores Catania over RHONJ cast remarks. She's definitely not talking about me. The Real Housewives of New Jersey may be on pause, but the drama surrounding the cast isn't. As monsters and critics previously reported, Dolores Catania called out her fellow cast members for making a mess of season 14. Dolores blames the women for the show's future being up in the air. After all, Andy Cohen recently admitted it will be a year before he has any news on RHONJ season 15. Teresa Giudice got wind of what Dolo had to say and shared her thoughts on it. That RHONJ OG made Dolores' words about her and the scrutiny surrounding her husband, Louis Rulas. Teresa Giudice hits back at Dolores Catania. This week, Teresa stopped by the Alabama TRH podcast, where she was asked about Dolores airing her frustration with the RHONJ cast not being able to move past the drama to ensure a season 15. "I mean, yeah, I've seen that," Teresa expressed. Then she quickly went into calling out the Real Housewives of New Jersey co-stars for earning a paycheck by talking about Louis for the past 4 seasons. Before reacting to Dolores' words, Teresa declared that Dolo wouldn't like it if the tables were turned and others were cashing in by criticizing her relationship. In fact, Teresa doubled down, saying Dolores would lose it if that were the case. "I know she's definitely not talking about me, so that's all I have to say," Teresa stated, making it clear Dolores' words were directed to other ladies in the cast. Are Teresa and Dolores feuding amid the Real Housewives of New Jersey drama? For those thinking there may be some trouble looming between the two friends, that is not the case. Teresa gushed over her friend Dolores the other day for her birthday with a carousel of photos in an Instagram share. "A very happy birthday to @Dolores Catania, we go way back. I adore you and your giving nature, you will go to the ends of the earth for those in need. I wish this year to be your best one yet. Happy birthday, love you." Read the caption on the IG post. Teresa Giudice has no qualms with what Dolores Catania said about the Real Housewives of New Jersey ladies, because she feels the remark wasn't directed at her. What do you think, was Dolo talking about Trey or not? The Real Housewives of New Jersey is currently on hiatus on Bravo. Seasons 1 to 14 are streaming on Peacock. In the ever-dramatic world of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, RHONJ, tensions flared anew when Teresa Giudice, the reigning queen of Garden State theatrics, fired back at her longtime friend Dolores Catania over recent remarks about the RHONJ cast. Dolores had made some pointed comments during a press interview, calling out certain cast members for their behavior, loyalty, and how they've handled their friendships on and off camera. While Dolores didn't name names, the Housewives fandom immediately went into detective mode, speculating on who her words were directed at. And Teresa, she's not one to let even the vaguest critique slide without a fiery response. Teresa wasted no time in addressing Dolores' remarks. During a live appearance on her podcast, Namist B*********, as she said, "She's definitely not talking about me. Let's be clear on that. I know who I am, and I've always been upfront. If Dolores has something to say to me, she knows where to find me. She doesn't need to dance around it in interviews." This bold declaration had her co-host, Melissa Pfeister, raising her eyebrows. "So you're saying there's no way Dolores meant you when she talked about loyalty and friendship issues?" Melissa probed. Teresa leaned into the mic with a knowing smile. "Listen, I've been through enough on this show to know when someone's throwing shade at me. Dolores knows better than to come for me indirectly. We've been friends for decades, and if she has a problem, she'll come to me directly. But if she's aiming at others, well, that's not my business, unless they make it my business." Teresa's words were measured but unmistakably pointed. It was clear she'd taken Dolores' remarks personally, even if she insisted otherwise. The press immediately ran with it, dubbing the exchange the beginning of the next big RHONJ feud. Fans, as always, were divided. Team Teresa supporters applauded her for standing her ground, while Team Dolores fans claimed Teresa's reaction was unnecessary drama over what might have been a harmless comment. Behind the scenes, however, insiders whispered that this wasn't the first time tensions had simmered between Teresa and Dolores. While their friendship spans decades, the pressures of filming RHONJ coupled with shifting alliances have strained their bond in recent seasons. Dolores' newfound closeness with Margaret Josephs, one of Teresa's less-than-favorite co-stars, hasn't gone unnoticed either. An unnamed source close to the production revealed Dolores' comments weren't aimed at Teresa, but Teresa's reaction says more about their current dynamic than anything else. There's been tension brewing between them for a while. This might just be the spark that lights the fire. Dolores, true to her pragmatic nature, remained unbothered by Teresa's public response. When asked about Teresa's podcast remarks during a red carpet event, Dolores shrugged and said, "Teresa's going to do what Teresa's going to do. I've always been straight with her, and that won't change. If she has something to say to me, she knows where to find me." The subtle mirroring of Teresa's own words didn't go unnoticed by fans, who speculated that Dolores was playing it cool while secretly seething. Dolores' boyfriend, Paul Cannell, chimed in with his own perspective. "These ladies have known each other for years. They'll hash it out like they always do. I'm not worried about it," he said with a chuckle. But while the two housewives maintained public composure, the fallout behind the scenes was undeniable. Production insiders reported heightened tensions during group scenes. During a cast dinner filmed shortly after Teresa's podcast aired, the room was thick with unspoken tension. Teresa, seated next to Jennifer Aydin, avoided eye contact with Dolores for most of the evening. When Dolores finally addressed her directly, asking if everything was okay, Teresa's response was icy. "I'm fine, are you?" The exchange prompted Margaret to chime in with her signature wit. "Oh, here we go. Another round of what's wrong with Teresa? Can we just eat in peace for once?" The comment lightened the mood momentarily, but the underlying tension remained palpable. Fans are already buzzing about how this conflict will play out in the upcoming season. Some believe it's the natural evolution of their friendship, as the pressures of reality TV inevitably take their toll. Others think it's a manufactured feud to keep the storyline fresh. Regardless, it's clear that the dynamics of the RHONJ cast are shifting once again. Teresa, ever the polarizing figure, remains steadfast in her belief that she's done nothing wrong. On a follow-up episode of her podcast, she elaborated, "I've always been loyal to the people who are loyal to me. If someone feels differently, that's on them. I don't have time for games or fake friendships. My circle is tight, and that's how I like it." Meanwhile, Dolores has taken a more philosophical approach. During an appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, she addressed the situation with her trademark bluntness. "Look, we're all under a microscope on this show. Sometimes things get blown out of proportion. I have nothing but love for Teresa, but if she's upset, she needs to talk to me directly. I'm not about to start a war over something so silly." Andy Cohen, ever the instigator, pressed Dolores on whether she thought Teresa's reaction was justified. Dolores hesitated for a moment before replying, "Justified? Maybe not. Understandable, sure. We all react differently to pressure, and Teresa's been through a lot. I get it." As the RHONJ cast gears up for their next reunion taping, fans can only imagine how this latest feud will factor into the explosive event. Will Teresa and Dolores reconcile, or will their decades-long friendship crumble under the weight of reality TV drama? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the drama in New Jersey never disappoints.